Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, my lovelies, to my Love Island USA Season 5, Episode 10 recap and review. Woo! What an episode! I'm drained. How's everybody else? Everybody else? Because this episode drained the shit out of me. I mean, a lot of things that I expected to happen happened. A lot of things I didn't expect to happen happened. Um, these islanders are messy and all over the place. Just young and immature. And I get it. The the want to see what's out there is just always calling. But why? Why? Why are they doing some of the things they're doing? Somebody explain it to me. Welcome, Prashay. Thank you for joining me. I'm so drained from this episode. I thought yesterday's episode was draining. This episode was so draining. I'm here for the drama. Apparently, this is not Love Island. This is Drama Island. This is Drama Island. And I don't understand why. Oh, let's get this out of the way. So we start the episode back at the fire pit, and the Islanders are done deliberating, and Victor and Carmen come and they face the Islanders, and they basically are like, well, Destiny speaks. And at this point, when Destiny is speaking, I figured that they had changed their mind and decided to keep Carmen, but she does say, we were split. Someone who wants someone serious was one of the choices, and on the other hand, someone who has a potential match here is the other person. Hey, Brandy. And they decided to save the person who had a potential match, which was Carmen. Victor said he wouldn't change anything. Uh, his best and his worst choices, he will miss them all. And the boys all say stuff to him. And then, of course, he takes a couple of pot shots at Birdie when he leaves. I'm going to be totally honest here. This would have just happened again. Victor does not need to be in this villa. They did probably make the wrong decision, but I don't care. I don't want Victor here. I don't want to watch him. I'm sorry. I don't care. Destiny does tell Carmen, I swung my vote in your favor because of Bergie. He saw a connection with you and decided to keep you. Carmen says, I love you. She says, I feel guilty. I don't feel like I should be here over him. And it feels like kind of her fault. He was her strongest connection, which is why she stole him. Marco is pissed off. Victor deserves to find love. I want to know, does Bergie not deserve to find love, Victor? I just want to know. Crochet says, Victor is too sassy for me. Just go get your bags and go. For real. Victor says he has mixed emotions, but the love of his life is somewhere out there. Yes, she is not on Love Island. Or, as we're going to recall it at this point, Drama Island, because there's barely love here. Hello, Shirley. Marco feels like Destiny. Carmen didn't deserve to stay. Keenan is pissed. If she doesn't go and pursue Bergie, this is all is lost. Who cares? Uh, Victor will still be hurt at the reunion. I can absolutely see that. I can so see that. Hannah tells Carmen, listen, Bergie saved you. He really fought for you, ultimately. So then Carmen comes and she's like, oh, well, the fight yesterday, well, 90% of it I was angry at Victor, but 10% of it I was mad at Bergie because I feel like he pulled me and put me in the middle of it. And my thing is, no, girl. He asked you a question and told you not to go confronting Victor, but you decided that's what you had to do. And then he paid you a compliment, and you've decided to take that compliment and twist it on his ear and make it like a bad thing. And so she doesn't want to get to know Bergie anymore. She doesn't like how it was handled, which, fine. Fine. Listen, you don't have to like how he handled it. But that's your problem. You're not going to sit here and act like he actually did anything wrong, because Bergie didn't do anything wrong. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He did nothing wrong. He wanted clarity, and the problem is he was dealing with somebody two people who did not want to give him clarity. And this is why in 2 days ago, he had said he was going to focus on Cassie and leave himself out of this bullshit with Carmen and Victor. Didn't he say that? Isn't that what he said? Isn't that what he wanted to do? And these people insisted on putting him in the middle of their bullshit? Carmen can pack her bags next. She absolutely can. She can go. I will not be voting for her at all. Carmen and Hannah definitely won't be friends outside. Listen, she's not happy with her. She might not say it, but I don't think she will be friends with her either. They should have left as a couple. I'm telling you, they did this on purpose. They want Carmen to mess up some other couple. I don't know which one. And we see at the end, we have two boys and a girl coming in. And why is it not another dark-skinned black man? Can someone explain that to me? We have one black guy in the entire villa. Why? Why? I can't. this entire episode drained the shit out of me. Carmen is messy, absolutely. None of these girls are going to be genuine friends when they leave in my opinion. I think KK and Destiny will be close. I think KK and Hannah will be close. I think it's possible Anna and Gordon, like, it's so funny because Anna and Carmen have no problem being friends. With each other. Carmen and Cassie have no problem being friends with each other. And it's so confusing how that ends up. Why was I more mad at Carmen than Cassie this episode? Yes. Because Cassie didn't really do anything wrong. And I'm going to tell you why. I personally didn't. I don't see what Cassie did wrong here. That's another person I didn't see what she did wrong. Exactly. Why are we getting? I don't understand. We get 2 black men max per season. The next one will be a cost. For real, Charlize, for real. Like, what in the entire frick? I knew Carmen wasn't truly serious about Bergie. She's playing games to say now people are regretting their votes. They shouldn't. It's her ass. Let us dump her. Next time, don't fucking save extra couples, people. And let us be able to dump who needed to be dumped. If he hadn't saved those 2, I think Carmen and Victor would be still in here intact, and Anna and Leo would have been the ones in the bottom, and we would have dumped Anna. Wrong or right? I'm pretty sure that's what would have happened. No, Cassie got her lick back. That's what I say. We're gonna get there. Okay, so Anna and Leo are talking, and I just want people to remember this conversation. I really do. She's upset because he was flirting with Cassie. She feels like it was disrespectful. She also is upset because they were talking about her. She felt embarrassed. And Leo admits they were flirting. So Anna says to him, I am no longer longer interested in getting to know you. I am no longer interested in getting to know you. We're done. Leah said, well, things were going so well between us, but I pushed down my feelings for Cassie to be with you, which I think he did. And she's like, he's being full of shit, but I really do think that's what he did. So, can we talk about this? When her and Cassie were fighting for this guy, she was pulling him and flirting with him and doing whatever the hell she needed to do to get the man. I don't care what she said about him, her going to Cassie and telling her every little detail. Just because you tell me, oh, I fucked your man, I fucked him this way, I did it this way and this day and this time, doesn't make it any less fucking disrespectful. So why is it you got to flirt with Leo, kiss him in challenges full on, not really be upfront, either one of you, with the connections that you guys were growing to Cassie, but it's not okay on the flip side when when you got yourself in the middle of their connection that she decided to take her man back. I need somebody to explain this to me. Cassie says, I want to talk to you, to Anna, but I know you need your space. Anna totally ignores her. Leo did say to Marco, I know I fucked up, but I should have been more respectful. And that's the thing. I do agree that Leo should have stopped the conversation and went to Anna and told her how he was feeling. Not Cassie, though. Now, I don't feel like Cassie at that point should have stopped what she was doing with them. Now, I understand that their issue is Cassie did this with Keenan and KK, but that's a totally different situation. She was getting in the middle of a couple. So if you're getting in the middle of my couple, you need to pull me and tell me what's going on. But Anna, you already interrupted the connection. This was them having a conversation of whether they wanted that connection back. Were they overly flirty? Yes. The disrespect maybe is he should not have been talking about you. Instead, his ass should have gotten up and gone over to you and told you how he felt. But the flirting, I don't care. I don't. Not at all. Because you were doing it to her when she was in the couple with Leo first. So, this is nighttime and they're basically getting ready for bed. And then Marco under the covers. Leo, Marco says to Leo, oh, you can't speak Spanish anymore. And he's like, oh, well, if I talk to myself in the mirror. And Cassie says in Spanish, you can with me. And you can see that they're building the connection back. So then we get In bed, Destiny is getting told by Harrison, I want to lead us down a garden path until I know I'm sure that we can be together. And I was like, okay, so not him feeding her bullshit already. And I'm just like, all right, Harrison, you're basically preparing her for the move. Got it. We understand. Moving on. Keita and KK start making out, and then the lights go out, and I'm just like, KK's on top of him. I'm like, wait, did they just have sex? Did I miss something? What? We'll get back to that. All I know is Cassie and Hannah better watch they back because this bombshell might be a problem. Probably. Um, Cassie did the exact same thing Anna did to her, pretty much. Leo and Cassie are way better match. I feel like they have way more chemistry and things in common. So yes, um, right per se, all the men will have googly eyes for you. The only issue is that she overheard them because if he didn't overhear them, Leo pulled Anna after his conversation with Cassie. It wouldn't have been a big issue. I agree. Glad Destiny knows now Kenzo is coming. This is what I'm saying. I mean, fine. Girls pick, Harrison. Girls pick. My girl's gonna be okay. I'm not happy about the way Harrison told Destiny that. No, listen. The one thing about Destiny is she's smart. Because after that, you saw her being a lot less, like, on top of him. And I know he says later, oh, she's like really into me, but she's a smart girl. She got it. She knows when people are feeding her bullshit. So, just listen, Harrison. Kenzo's coming. And I hope he steals your girl. Especially since they ain't gonna send a black man in for her. Um, so Birdie, the next morning, Birdie and Cassie are talking, and he said he risked it to be with Carmen because in the outside world they would never have a chance. Um, Now, I noticed a couple of people have said this. Anna might go for Harrison. I saw somewhere else that the person that he is describing, someone flirty and someone super smart, is that Anna. I just need somebody to tell me because I don't think it is. Just putting it out there. She's definitely flirty. I don't think she has what he's looking in the intelligence department that he was saying. Just me. Um, and so he just wanted to save their connection just to try. But if she doesn't, she turns her back on it, it is what it is. He also says he wants to be, he wants to run, he doesn't want to turn his back on Cassie because it feels like, I guess a lot of people in the villa are mad at her. Um, could be Carmen too. I think Carmen is making a beeline for Harrison. Yeah, I could see her, Carmen, and him. Yeah. I personally, I think ever since he came in, yeah, that's that's the connection she probably wanted to move towards, but she was using Birdie as a crutch. Harrison described Jasmine. Harrison described a Jasmine without the red flags, so not Jasmine. um, Cassie says she's done. She is done trying to respect the girls. At this point, she has to be in this for herself. And I'm like, yes, good. I'm glad you decided that now and not 2 days ago when it was you trying to get Kenan. Good job. Um, Leo is Leo and her just gravitated back to each other. It is not her fault. I agree with her. I agree with her. So Harrison does talk to Leo and he says he's used to flirtier girls. He needs someone with brains, but also someone flirtier. Um, he doesn't want to hurt Destiny, so he's basically it just sounds like he's pulling back because he feels like she's more has more feelings for him than he is ready for because he doesn't want to hurt her. And then we see a conversation with Anna, Hannah, and Marco. Hannah, I regret my vote. Marco said, you should have. I tried to get you to change it. We should have saved Victor. And then he's like, I actually should have. I could have saved Victor and Carmen, and then we, would have left Anna in the Leo and Anna in the public vote. And Anna said, yeah, we would have been at the bottom. And he's insisting that no, people would have dumped Bergie. They're not paying any attention. Anna was paying attention. She got it. She said, no, people are really, really tied to Bergie. Like, Marco's not, he ain't paying any attention. Because, yes, Leo and Anna would have ended up in the bottom, and Anna's ass would have went home. Sorry. It definitely would have been Bergie and Cassie. Jasmine said she knew it wasn't going to be her because Harrison has no depth. Ooh, is that what she said? I did hear her say that she knew it was him and Destiny were having like more in-depth conversations than her and him, and he was being more physical with her, which we saw. I didn't know that that's what she said. Marco should have left with Victor. Absolutely. He could leave tomorrow. Except for that Hannah, for some reason, as we find out at the end of this episode, really likes the guy. I don't know why. Very upsetting. I like Hannah. I don't care what anybody says. I like her. I think she's really sweet. I think she's doing what she thinks is uh, best. So she shouldn't beat herself up about it. She did what she thought was right for Bergie, for Carmen, considering she was friends with both of them. But, it's really Carmen's fault. She's the one that basically screwed them all over. My opinion. Yes, no depth with Jasmine, but way more with Disney. Okay, yeah, I think that's what I heard. The snippet I heard too. And Charlene says she likes Hannah too. God. So where were we? She does describe to them what Carmen said about being mad at Bergie, and she's rolling her eyes. She's like, yeah, I just don't think now I see that she's not into him because it just feels like she's trying to find something. And why, like, there's nothing there then. Um, and so it's like something with nail clippers and Anna, and they're like, just borrow Leo's. She's like, no, I'm going to go ask for one. She goes out to the kitchen to ask Kenan, and she sees Cassie and Leo are sitting together at the breakfast table, and she gets mad because they are eating breakfast together. And again, I want to go back to the conversation they had. I am no longer interested in getting to know you. So why do you care if he's eating breakfast with Cassie? You're no longer interested in getting to know him. That's what you said. You cut it off. So Keenan and Cassie are talking. She's like, she doesn't care about the girl's feelings anymore. And Keenan's like, well, that was your thing when you were trying with me. And she's like, yeah, I just have to look out for myself now and follow my connections. And then KK and Hannah talking, and basically she tells them that Carmen doesn't like Bertie. They made the wrong decision. She asked KK if they made the wrong decision. KK said, yeah, we made the wrong decision. Um, but it is what it is. We can't do anything about it. And, um, you know, they, I think Hannah goes down and she sees that Hannah and Anna go down and they see that Bertie's playing cards with Harrison, Carmen, and somebody else. And they pull Bertie and they ask him about Cassie, and he's like, well, she did say she was thinking about pulling Leo. Because we were open and honest about the connections we were trying to pursue, and she's like, well, has Carmen talked to you? And he's like, no, not really. And she's like, and y'all are playing cards together? And he's like, yeah. She's like, I'm sorry to say this, Bertie, but I feel like we saved the wrong person, and I don't want to make you feel guilty. But when you like someone, there's no buts in the situation. And she keeps saying but when it comes to you. Anna's delusional. The blonde is starting to show. No disrespect. Oh God, not the blonde conversation. Um, and Bertie takes it well. That he says he will have a conversation with her. So finally, Cassie and Anna do sit down, and Anna says, "I overshared with you when I was pursuing Leo. I feel like I told you any and everything, so you would know, even to the point of uncomfortability." I'm like, yeah. So if you're doing that to the point of uncomfortability for her, that wasn't for her. That was for you, Anna. And Cassie said, well, I didn't pull you because I did not know. I didn't know what this was. And then when we sat down and had the conversation, then we realized that there was still something there. And as I said, so in realizing that there was something there, instead of talking, I don't know, she says they were talking shit. Instead of talking about Anna, Leo should have got his ass up and went and talked to Anna. But that had nothing to do with Cassie. Um, but Anna says, well, you should have known and learned from your situation with KK and Keenan. And because Cassie's like, I'll figure it out how to be better at this. Um, but I feel like I would have been a bad guy at the end of the day because you guys had a connection. And Anna says, no, I would have been happy for you. I would have been there for you. I'm not that type of person. But I don't think that you are the type of person I want to be friends with. And they get up and she's basically just walking away. And Cassie's like, she says to Carmen that Cassie said, I'm sorry, but. And then we got the funniest statement from Carmen that I thought was hilarious. You don't care how your actions affect other people. She's saying this about Cassie. Carmen is saying this about Cassie. Carmen. Hilarious. Someone asked Leo how things are going with Cassie. He said good. And Keenan points out, listen, it is what it is. This is Love Island. This is the things that we're supposed to be doing. It just, you should have went about this a whole different way. So Keenan has learned from his mistakes. And Cassie and Carmen are in the dressing room, and Cassie's like, oh, I didn't know. And Carmen says, you were eye fucking him. And I'm dying laughing because they really were. Does anyone think Destiny might have the same storyline as Catherine in the UK? I mean, I think Bergie is kind of having this storyline, but if you're saying it's that like she's gonna keep having multiple connections, I think it's possible. Um, you're trying to find somebody who understands you. If you are an anomaly, the woman is smart. She's a black woman. She has multiple degrees. She's a scientist. She is not overly flirty, not overly sexual. That's like an anomaly in the Love Island villa. Like, she's, not a dime a dozen. She's like a rare coin. That means that you're not for everybody, and everybody's not for you. So she might keep having to explore connections until she finds the person that really gets her, or at least tries to get her. So finally, Bergie and Carmen do talk, and she says, everyone says you saved me. Um, she says she feels like the Victor uh, the situation, he put her in the middle, and the way it was handled, she feels like they're just going to be best friends. And in his diary room, you see Bergie just is really upset. He says this continues to happen to him, where he is able to like get the girl, but then when it's time to build that romantic connection, there's no spark. And that's what continues to happen to him in the real world. And I think it's very, that's what I'm saying. I think it's very similar to, there's always going to be somebody who's going to say that somebody's using Bergie and just to stay in the villa. I think his storyline is a little more than Cat. Um, More like Cat. Now, whether people are going to call whoever likes Destiny a game player or whatever, that I think is unique to that UK villa. Something wrong with them people, because the interviews that keep coming out, and the wishy-washiness and the bullshit that these Islanders are spitting. I am so glad Catherine left when she did. I am so glad that she gets to see early enough what these people did to her, because what they did to her was absolutely ridiculous. I kind of cannot see them doing that to Destiny, but they're definitely doing a little bit to Bergie. That acting like it's impossible for him to find somebody at all. So, uh, Rachel says, I think Destiny will have a different journey than Kat. I agree. Destiny mentions she has layers, but most men don't take the time to peel those layers back. That's what I'm saying. Like, um, that's what she needs. And sometimes it's not even about the like. I'm gonna say Harrison seems like a genuinely nice guy, but sometimes that takes like a patient man and or woman. Like, if she was a man, a woman, um, and sometimes they like they these people don't have patience. Sometimes there's just not time to have patience. But if she finds the man who has the patience, it'll be worth it to both of them. Carmen is a piece of shit for the excuse. He literally told her not to say anything. Now she's saying, "I agree. I agree. I'm not happy with her, so she can go at this point." Rachel said, "Don't get me started. Love Island UK. Katie is pissing me off." Yes, I've been ranting and raving about that woman all day. Crochet says, "I can't wait for Catherine and Scott to eat them up for real." And I'm disgusted how they treated Catherine. Absolutely. So we're not going to hope for anything like that in this villa at all, and especially not to Destiny. Um, so yeah, he does say he wants to pursue a relationship with her, but if she wants to continue as friends, he's willing to do that for her. And it is what it is. Leo and Cassie talk, and she asks, because remember, I said yesterday, does she want to be back in the same place with Leo that she left him in? Because then why? That's not even worth it. And so she does ask, if Anna still wanted to get to know you, would you still want to get to know her? And he says no. He says he realizes that he had stifled their connection, and that this wasn't the way he wanted things to continue with them. And then we see Keenan and KK, and they're all loved up, and where are we at? And they love where they're at. And then KK says she misses him all the time when they're not together. And he asks, does she fall in lust often? And she's like, yes. And he's like, is this lust or real? And she said, this is real. And then they're like, kind of just like looking at each other. And she's like, what? We haven't done anything. And he's like, oh, you're so dangerous. And then Leo and Cassie, they're still basically flirting. They look like they really want to kiss. And he's like, ooh, you're so dangerous. I'm like, why are they using her? Why is everybody throwing around the dangerous word today? And then they do look still like they're going to kiss. Anna basically starts pulling the entire villa, saying that he's disrespected her because he hasn't talked to her all day, and he doesn't and he doesn't want to respect their couple. And I again want to point out, I am no longer interested in getting to know you. Were those words? Or like, Anna, did you mean them? Did they, right? I mean, you told him that. So someone says she doesn't. Oh, I think it was Carmen. Says she doesn't think he thinks that she wants to get to know him still. But Leo and Cassie, they're off in their own little world, and they start kissing. And when they're done, Cassie does tell him that no, you need to talk to Anna and like dead things. And Anna says she's gonna go find Leo and talk. And she does come right after the kiss and says, Leo, can we talk? You disrespected me. You've been talking to her 40 to 50% of the day. You're jumping into this with her. And I find it disrespectful and unfair. Now, do I think Leo should be jumping into anything with anybody? No. No. Do I care how Anna feels in this situation? Absolutely not. No, I don't. It was all good when you interrupted Cassie's connection and she was supposed to just get over it. I remember her telling Leo, well, that sucks. I'm just glad of where we're at and the connection we're building. Remember that? You dismissed her feelings. You dismissed her feelings and went right along with her man. That was like not even a week ago. So I don't feel bad for you. So then we have Marco and Hannah talking. Hannah said she thinks Marco is just physically attracted to her. And he says, "No, I'm more emotionally attracted to you as well." And I will give Marco this. I keep having to give him this. He does state specific things on why he likes Hannah. So I do think he likes Hannah because he's able to verbalize the specific things. And Hannah does feel like that he likes her because she says that he talks to her, tells her stuff, and she's so smitten with him, which she thinks is gross. And she's like, she don't know why she likes him because he does gross things. Um, but he does talk to her. He does open up to her. So she really likes him. And then they start making out. And at this point, between the three makeouts that we had, I said, unlike the UK, I said, can y'all open the hideaway? Y'all might as well send somebody off into the hideaway. Because, like, what's going on here? Everybody wanted to have a long time. And just like that, KK gets a text. Was it KK? Yes. Yes, KK gets a text. The hideaway is open, and to please choose a couple to go in. And the villa chooses KK and Keenan. And KK is super excited. Keenan must watch Love Island UK because he says he's buzzing. And he's like, where's the gray short sweats? And the girls help KK pick out some red lingerie because red is his favorite color on her. And he says she looks fucking delicious. Cassie said they're about to go make Love Island babies. Let's hope not. But we do not see any of their hideaway because it is being saved for Sunday night. But we do get a preview and a preview of the three new Islanders: Jonah, Emily, and Kenzo. And yeah, like, thank God for more men. I've already said I'm very upset that there's not another dark skinned black man coming in. Girls choose next week during the recoupling. So a guy will leave. A guy will leave. Right now, we have Anna is single at this point if Leo leaves her dumped. Um, Carmen. Trying to think who else. Birdie would be there. Jonah, Kenzo, Harrison. So we'll see who gets dumped next week when we see these connection. Um, Crochet says, I think Bergie is gonna go next. I could see it. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Bergie will be fine if he gets out of the villa, though. There's a woman out there for Bergie. She might not be in the villa, but she's out there. Shanice says, I think Leo was just used to being with white girls and is surprised by his connection with Cassie. I can see that. I can see that. But also, the issue with Cassie is she's not going to take his bullshit either. Um, and so there's that. Charlene says, love KK and Keenan. Charlene says, well, somebody's man will get taken since they usually let the new people get picked first. This is true. I'm so glad Hannah and Marco didn't go into the hideaway. He gives me creeps. Like he just wants another notch on his belt. Oh, thank God. Yeah. Let's oh, I don't want. It's gonna happen if they stay together, but I don't want to. Oh Lord, it might be Bergie leaving. Yeah. We're not picking. We're not choosing. Just very sad business. But good luck to the rest of the Islanders. So I will say, I said when this episode started that this episode was draining, guys. Like, it drained me. I was so upset because I just feel like these people are being messy for no reason. It doesn't have to be this messy. I've never seen such a messy. I mean, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen such a messy um, Love Island in a while. Could end up good, but at least we got an hideaway. Let's hope that it's not another month before we see another hideaway. um, I want to see how Harrison reacts to the new bombshell, especially if one is interested in Destiny. That's what I want to see. Is he going to be honest with her and let her pursue something else? Or is he going to pursue something else? Or is he going to be like, shit, I don't want to lose her? Um, it is what it is. At least she knows now and didn't fall too deep. So that is it. So reminder, guys, tomorrow will be Unseen Bits. I will not be here for that. We will be back Sunday for the recap for Love Island USA. I'm not sure when Chantel and I are doing our Love Island UK, but the finale for Love Island UK is Monday. So we might either be catching up on some episodes either Sunday, Monday, or we're doing everything on Tuesday. I'm not sure. So we will let you know. We will be doing UK on her channel, Reality Realness. But you guys can join me back here on Sunday night, 10:15. Again, to discuss Love Island USA. So we have a lot coming. We got a hideaway. I'm excited for their hideaway. We got 3 new islanders, and I'm excited to see how this works out. If you have not, please follow me on all social media platforms. And thank you, Divine Me. Thank you, Charlene. Um, So, if you have not watched, I did stream a Big Brother recap for their 25th anniversary special. I streamed the Bachelorette's recap earlier today, so you can catch up on those. Otherwise, I'll be back on Sunday, and hopefully, we get a good episode. So, thank you guys for joining me. Have a good night. Good night. Bye.